Hello, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. I want to first send love and light your way, and I want to remind you that if today's not the best of days for you, it is okay not to be okay. And so I'm sending extra love and light your way. We're here today to talk about books. In this special episode, which is what I want to try to do on Sundays, I want to do a theme: something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. So, Integrity by Glenn Stearns, something old, because I've already read it, something new. I just read it this week, well, fall. Something Borrowed, The Paradise Problem, using Libby. I can't wait to do a whole video on the Libby app. So, currently reading The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. And then Something Blue, Streaking. It's a nonfiction book that I'm going to let you know how I feel about it. I've also read this. I have notes because I have plenty to say, so please don't mind me as I take a look at these notes. Okay, so we have Glenn Stearns. If you know Glenn from, well, calling him Glenn like I know him, but after reading this book, I feel as if I do, in The Undercover Billionaire. I was so impressed with the show's concept that I wanted any opportunity I could to spend time with a billionaire for just 20 something dollars, right? So, here's what I learned from his book. Number one, and these are all his sayings, these are just quotes that I received from his book that stood out to me. In the end, it's about what you do with what you have in the moment. Let me hold up his book so y'all can. It's about who you're with and not where you're staying, he says. Number two, when something stops being fun, it's time to move on. Do you agree with that? Do you agree if something's so? What about the gym? The gym isn't fun. Going on a diet isn't fun. Is that what he meant? Or maybe because he's a billionaire, he can say if something's not fun. I don't know. But I get what he's saying. If something's no longer fun, if you're on YouTube and making videos or you're a content creator and it's no longer fun, move on. I'm doing this because I absolutely love books. Number three, dark clouds don't follow people. People consistently make poor choices. I agree with that. I agree with that. There are some people like, oh, I just get bad. He doesn't believe in you being unlucky. And as I'm sharing these, by the way, you see how thick this book is. He has so many stories to accompany this. Let me just first of all say I'm impressed with the book. I like the book. I rated the book a 5 out of 5. Let me just get that out the way right now. If you want to garner his wisdom, get this book. Listen to it on audiobook, whatever you got to do to spend time with him, please do so. These are just 10 truths that he said. I agree with the whole book. It's really highlighted and marked up, but these are just the most I agreed with. 4, doing something amazing doesn't come easy, but it's always worth it. 5, if you want a different result, make a different choice. It's really that simple. Again, these are his words. 6, do I choose to merely exist or live to live? 7, we all make choices in life, but in the end, our choices make us. Whoa, I think about that. As I'm aging and my health, I'm like, woo-hoo, maybe eating Doritos for dinner was not a good idea. 8, it's all about mindset. I really focus. I love that one. I can connect with that so much. If I find myself going to a dark place or if I'm getting sad about something, I always check my mindset. And I don't want to sound woo-woo, but I give myself a lot of positive affirmations, and I do realize that I'm in control of my mind. I'm in control of how I respond to what's happening in life. I am. Number 8, he says, I believe we're in charge of our own destiny. Do you agree with that? Let me know in the comments. Are we? Are we? Are we in control of our own destiny, Mr. Stearns? 10, I was willing to succeed in the worst way, and I was willing to put myself out there to do whatever it took to make that happen. He just believes in success, no excuses. Like if you're not where you want to be in life, it's your fault. So you couldn't go to him with some sob story like life isn't fair. You want to talk about life not being fair? This man had it hard. Please read his story. You're going to find the fact that this man, he was regular. Glenn Stearns was a regular person, like regular. Not that billionaires aren't regular. This man came with, talk about rags to riches. And it's an amazing love story. He loves his family. I wanted to share a quote. My most important part here, he says, I never want to miss an opportunity to spend quality time together. And he's talking about his family. And I remember doing that when my children were small. I always wanted to make sure that that I spent time with them. And so even now as they're, older, spending time with family is everything. And so he is a family man. He believes in hard work. He has been to hell and back. He has been through a lot. Please read his story. I should maybe do a book talk just on that alone. So this is my something old, meaning I've read it. The book isn't old. It's something old, meaning I have read it. So Integrity by Glenn Stearns. Get this book. Check it out from your library. Buy it from Amazon. Get this book. All right. So now something new. Something new. Wellfall by Elizabeth O'Connor. And I rated this a 2 out of 5. Absolutely did not like it. It is a story. Again, I'm going to read to you a little bit here. About an island girl. She's living on one of the British Isles during the Great War in the 1930s. A dead whale washes ashore. Some considered it a bad omen, the islanders, and it was a little small island. A pair of journalists came to the island to document the way of life of the islanders. The story went downhill from there. It's reminiscent for me of other lands where outsiders come in and destroy the land and the people. So, my why for reading this. Oh, and let me share real quick my why for reading I'll say Undercover Billionaire. Integrity. I wanted to spend time inside the mind of a billionaire. I can't afford to access him in real life. So for $20, more or less, I was able to find that to get, his wisdom. You can't access a billionaire on a regular middle class salary. And so just for buying a book and spending time, I got to see how he navigates life, and it was very helpful. I kind of see it as life coaching. So my why for reading this 2 out of 5, Wellfall by Elizabeth O'Connor, is my book club buddy chose it. She's a librarian. The end. She said, let's read it, and she and I will be having a discussion over it this week. We're entering the last week of June 2024, in case you're watching this at a different time. So that's it. I would not have chosen this on my own. I did not enjoy it. I didn't get, now I do like dramas and just reading. So I went to Amazon to look at the, go to Amazon and look at the comments, the reviews. They are really positive. And so I was trying to, not for me. So anyway, so something old, something new, something borrowed. So are you all familiar with Libby? If you're here, I'm pretty sure you are. So this is my Kindle, and I'm currently reading The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. And it is borrowed because I'm using it on my Libby app. And let me go ahead and share it with you. So my first impressions, okay? I'm about 15% through. It's a romance, and it follows the billionaire romance trope. Well, my first impressions, I absolutely like it. Kristen Lauren does an amazing job of establishing the characters Anna and Liam as truly platonic. So there's no enemies to lovers. No, they're truly platonic. They're not friends. Okay, you'll understand the setup. They married for convenience. They separated shortly afterwards. Not friends, just almost like roommates, okay? In order to receive a large family inheritance, Liam has to later come back and ask Anna to participate in this huge secret favor to him and a cash payout for her, who just so happens to be broke and forlorn. Well, she signs her life away to keep the deal a secret, although her best friend knows. Now, I'm going to predict, because the best friend, because he said nobody can know. Don't let anybody in on this secret. If you blow it, you blow my opportunity to get all this money. But the fact that her best friend knows, I'm going to predict that this story is going to somehow unravel with the best friend. I think the best friend is going to tell. I don't know. Because why else would it mess up? And she's getting a big payout. He's getting a big payout. Something has to go awry in this setup. They can't just sail off into the sunset. We already know the problems are going to occur. So I'm just predicting what's going to happen. Well, some questions I have. Will he eventually fall in love with her enough to walk away from the money? Or will he qualify for the money even though they part ways? Will they find their way back to each other? These are the questions that keep me reading. Again, so far it is a 3 out of 5 for me. It delivers what you expect it to deliver. It is a romance, nothing more, nothing less. I like it. Like, you just kind of go into their little world. I like the author switches between each chapter. One chapter is focused on Liam, first person. One chapter focuses on Anna, first person. I like Anna more than Liam. You know, Anna is quirky. She's an artist. Liam, you know, he's stiff, rich. Not that means you are stiff if you are rich. Okay, that's how it's coming across to me. Anyway, why am I reading this? Well, I want to be entertained for one. Emma, and mostly it's kind of like when I watch Real Housewives of Potomac or Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't watch Atlanta anymore. Salt Lake City. I love being enchanted and mesmerized by their wealth. I love it. The glitz and the glam and the name brands. So I'm mesmerized by the glitz and glamour of a fancy life. Liam shares, for example, that after the butler leaves, his mom takes her recyclables out to the bin. She wears slippers, Gucci slippers, honey. She puts on Gucci slippers to take the trash out. Okay? So he was trying to give Anna an example of how rich his family is. Gucci slippers to take out the trash. And then he has to buy some luggage, and Remoa luggage makes an early appearance. Remoa, see, even when I watch The Housewives, I see Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and I'm thinking, ooh, fancy, because I get my luggage from Walmart or Target. I said it. All right, anyway, don't judge me. Remoa, y'all, I had to put the book down and Google Remoa. Let me know in the comments, have you ever heard of Remoa? Y'all, that luggage is so expensive. So it must be, so I'm thinking Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all that, that's fancy. Remoa, I never even heard anybody talk about it. That's how fancy it is. So I'm hoping as I'm reading this book, I'm learning all kind of tricks of the trades of the rich and the famous, honey. Their romance is secondary to me peeking inside the lives of billionaires. I'm excited about that. So anyway, that was Something Borrowed. That is Something Borrowed. And finally, Something Blue. So this is Streaking. It's called The Simple Practice of Conscious, Consistent Actions That Create Life-Changing Results by Jeffrey and Jamie Downs. Get this book. Stop the video. Pause. If you finish watching to the end now, for you hope. Get to the end of the video and then find this book. Let me tell you something. Let me just read the cover inlet for you. All right. Most of us have a vision for ourselves and who we want to be: a top-notch professional, a fantastic parent and friend, a physically fit, healthy person, someone who sets and achieves goals in multiple areas of our life. But amid the busyness of our days and the competing demands, we often fall short of our hopes for ourselves. It's true. How could we, well, I put in it's true. How could we possibly fit in another activity to become the person we've always dreamed we could be? In this practical step-by-step guide, Jeff and Jamie Downs revealed the art of streaking. Not that kind. To gain mastery in whatever area you choose to improve. All right, so here's some questions that I know you're asking right now. You're wondering, what is streaking? Why is streaking important? How can streaking improve my life? How is my life affected if I don't practice streaking? So for the table of contents, it's broken into 2 parts. As you see, the book is not that thick. It's an easy, quick read. As a matter of fact, you can use streaking to finish the book. All right. Part one, the fundamentals of streaking, and part two, streaking to become. Become what? Become Michelle Obama? Have you read that? Have you read Becoming Michelle Obama? I have not read it, but because I do like memoirs, as you can see from me reading Integrity, and I'm going to have a whole series on memoirs, not to digress, but I do want to read Becoming. Let me know if you've read Becoming Michelle Obama. Should I read it? I haven't. I think I bought it. I have it here somewhere on my shelf, I think. Yeah, I think I have it. I just haven't read it yet. Anyway, look what they have, y'all. Look right here at the beginning, right after the forward. Look what they have. So they have a page that says the end. For those who like to know the ending before reading the beginning, at the end of this book, you will have learned the laws that are necessary in order to bridge the gap between who you are and who you ultimately want to be. And I also wanted to go to the conclusion and read the opening to this conclusion. It says, when you change your primary focus from doing the best part of something to doing the smallest aspect of that thing and keeping it alive through record keeping and creation of a community, you overcome a loud, lazy part of the brain that always wants to be at rest. You trick your brain into expending energy. The activity is so small and so simple that your brain cannot logically say no. So, my why for reading this, I love, first of all, if you're watching this channel, I do read fiction and I will review fiction, I guess because it's the thing to do. But if I were left on an island and they said, choose all the books that you want to read, they would be nonfiction. Nonfiction is my favorite genre. I am going to do fiction though, because I want y'all to stay here and watch. And I know a lot of people don't like nonfiction, but I will have a balance. I like to learn. One of my, I have a little journal here. It says, I am an awakener. And if you can read this here, I pursue and consume knowledge in order to awaken the masses. I like learning, and I don't and when you read nonfiction, you're always learning. You're always there's so much to learn. And sometimes, and this is my truth, please don't judge me. But when I'm reading fiction, I feel guilty because I'm like, I could be learning something. There are languages to learn, countries to learn about, political systems, people, diets. There's so much in this world that I don't know, and I want to know it all. And so I love reading nonfiction. There's very few nonfiction books that I don't rate a 5 out of 5. Streaking is a 5 out of 5. This book helps me read. What I learned in this book, it's the reason why I can read a book in a day because what I learned about streaking. Okay, please pick up this book, read it, apply it. You are going to love it. Oh, I want to mention that the most important chapter is chapter 3, where it says laughably simple. It's titled Laughably Simple. Well, that's it. I want to try to follow this model every Sunday. Now I'll do other videos throughout the week. Again, my channel is brand new. If you're watching this at a later time, this is, I believe, my second reading vlog. And so I'm brand new to the BookTube community. Thank you so much if you watched this far. Something borrowed, something new, something old, something blue. I want to present that to you at least once a week. Do you think that's a good idea? Let me know if you resonated with any of these books in the comments. Again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you spending time with me. We're going to talk books. It's my passion. I love it. Is there any book you'd like for me to review or to discuss? I'm looking for, one more thing before I go. So I just saw on Good Morning America that the Amazon editors talked about the books that are top books of the year. So far, I can't wait to get my hands on those. So have you read any of the Amazon top picks of the year? Let me know. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Until next time, bye.